Trump builds walls, I build walls. We're building a wall. It's going to be strong. It's going to be solid. It's going to be policed.
Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump continues his push against illegal immigration. Trump says he'll pay for a wall along the border with Mexico by increasing fees for work visas. He wants to end welfare for new immigrants and end birthright citizenship for the children born in the U.S. to undocumented parents. It's one of the topics in today's Counterpoint. We're joined by Republican strategist Matt Mackowiak, president of Potomac Strategy, and Democrat Edward Espinoza, executive director of Progress Texas. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Sure.
Now, we're going to start with you. Ending citizenship for children of illegal immigrants born in the U.S. would require altering or repealing the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. Is Trump realistic in thinking he can pull this off?
No, I mean, this would take 5 to 10 years to do. Passing a constitutional amendment is very, very hard to do. And I think even he admitted that last night. I think either at a press interview that I saw or even at a town hall in New Hampshire, he admitted it would take a very long time. But look, this is an incentive that illegal immigrants have to come into the country illegally, and that is if they can be here and give birth to a child, it's an incentive to do that. You have to address the incentives, and you also have to address border security. And Democrats don't have much interest in doing either one of those. They want to give illegal immigrants the right to vote. That seems to be their only motivation. And so,
come on, where are you getting that from?
Well,
no, there's no evidence that Democrats want illegal immigrants to vote.
There's no
immigrants come to this country to live the American dream, and children who are born here have every right to citizenship as any other child that's born in the United States.
Well, okay, you know, Democrats put nothing on the table in terms of border security. They want to keep sanctuary cities in place. So it's hard to take Democrats very seriously as it comes to border enforcement.
The thing is, the Democrats have put comprehensive immigration reform on the table every year for the past 5 or 6 years, and Republicans have done nothing. They've had opportunities to do it, but all Republicans want to do is put tanks on the border, and that's just not the solution to what we're dealing with right here.
Well, what do you say to an immigrant who wants to come legally, who's been in line playing by the rules for 5 or 8 or 10 years, and has been waiting for the legal process? What do you say to that person when you give amnesty to the illegal immigrant, Ed?
I tell that person that the system is broken and needs to be fixed, and we would like you to be able to get here in a more expeditious way.
So here, let me ask you gentlemen this. Is it possible for both sides to come together to actually reach an agreement on this issue?
I don't necessarily think so. I mean, I think the sides are pretty far apart. And in fact, what's interesting is that the politics of sanctuary cities has changed quite a bit. You have high-profile Democrats in the United States Senate, like Dianne Feinstein of California, who are working on legislation to change current policy as it relates to sanctuary cities. So I think that the politics around immigration are changing very quickly.
Ed?
Look, Republicans have a Latino voter problem, and when they talk about immigration, it usually goes beyond the realm of the undocumented and starts to creep into issues of, pertaining to Latino families. If they don't change the way they talk about Latinos, they're not going to do any better with the Latino vote than they did in 2012.
Gentlemen, we have to talk about Hillary Clinton and the email scandal that's surrounding her right now on the Democratic side. The polls show the controversy over this while she was Secretary of State may be hurting her in the polls. The polls still show around 47%, but she is losing some ground to Bernie Sanders. Matt, do you think there's anything she can do to put this to rest, or is this going to stay with her in the long run?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, you know, Hillary is in this situation entirely because of decisions she made. She wanted to be able to control her own email system by not even having a government email account, and by creating her own server, by you know, building her own email server. And so now the serious part of this is the classified aspect of this. That's what David Petraeus was convicted of. It's hard to see what the difference is between what Petraeus was facing, what Hillary's facing. What she could do is she could level with the American people and be completely honest and apologize for the situation that she's created. I don't think she'll do that. I think she'll continue to fight this, and that's why this is going to get worse before it gets better for her.
Ed, do you think she can come out on this?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty far cry to compare it to something like David Petraeus. I think a more accurate comparison is what Colin Powell did, her predecessor, which is he admitted he also used personal emails on a server. And I think that that's a more comparable example. It shows that people have been doing this. But look, she released the emails, and they're going to be sifted through. And like I said before, I don't think Republicans were going to be happy no matter what she did. So we'll see where the chips fall.
Powell had government email in addition to a personal email account. Hillary didn't have government email. That's the difference.
Ed Espinoza, Matt Mackowiak, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks.